What's going on, guys? So we are out here at the Funtown RV Party in Dallas, Texas at the AT&T Stadium. So this is the home of the Dallas Cowboys. No better place to have a big RV event in a nice air-conditioned environment. Have 120 or 130 RVs on the floor and 150 outside. And I got my good friend Brendan with me.
How's it going?
So Brendan, you've been on my channel before.
Yeah.
And when you were on my channel last time, you guys at Brinkley, because Brendan's with Brinkley, had like 3 floor plans.
Man, I think we had 2. We had a 3500 and I believe it was a 3100. So it was pretty new for us. You
had a factory that was just being completed.
Yes, we did.
Now you have how many buildings? Like
we
3?
have 2 big production facilities. Plant 3 will be done the end of this month, and then we have another one that should be done the end of this year. So yeah, it's escalated quite quickly. We've been very blessed, that's for sure.
For sure, man. And you know, my friend Josh, I know he's spent some time filming some of your products, and I'm kind of behind the game. I've come out here and I've shot several of the RVs that are out here. I don't know what order these will show, and this may actually show before those. But you guys are doing some things that are just different.
Yeah.
Things that the industry is having to kind of conform to now. It's kind of funny because I see other brands that are kind of copying your decals now. They're copying little things. But when you go inside of those brands, they don't execute on it the same way. It's a big difference. It's almost like, you know what they say, lipstick on a pig.
Yeah.
You see a lot of that. It's surprising to me. So the reason I want to shoot this video is because I really want you to take a moment and explain some of the things that uniquely are different about Brinkley. And your approach to them, because I know a lot of it is based off of eliminating some of the major issues people have with RVs. Just basically making an RV that is easier to work on and has fewer failure points than most typical RVs might. At the same time, doing some things that are just different ergonomically, right? Taking a different approach to things. So, Brendan, we're gonna take a quick pause. We'll be right back, and I'm gonna let you kick this thing off and show me what Brinkley's doing different.
Sounds good.
We've got a lot of units out here.
Yep.
Okay, so Brandon, we have a huge variety of Brinkley floor plans out here this year. We had 2 last year, and now we probably have, what, 6 or more?
I think we have 11. So
11.
we have 8 inside, and then we have 3 outside. So we're able to bring quite the showing this year. We got some new floor plans, the Model G 3250 that I know you just shot not too long ago, our travel trailer, our Model Z Air travel trailer that will kind of be unveiling. The 295 we've had for a little while, but the 285, which is our new couples coach, this will be the first show for it, so we're excited to hear what people say, what they like, what maybe they don't like, and take some of that feedback for Proto 2.
You know, it's really cool too, pun intended, the fact that you guys are using the Furrion Chill Cube. I have one of those.
Yeah.
I have one of those. Those are super
So do you
cool.
like it?
I love it.
Okay.
It's groundbreakingly different, considering everyone has wanted mini splits on RVs forever, and this is equivalent to a mini split. It's really cool.
We've been really happy with it. We had a lot of, you know, when we introduced it, obviously it was brand new. No one really knew what it was. So we have a lot of full timers. Just about almost 40% of everyone that owns a Brinkley is full time, which is mind boggling. But yeah, a lot of people living in Florida, living in Texas in the super high heat, and you know, they were super impressed with how it performed, and we've been really happy with it as well. So
yep, I got a lot of content coming up on it, as well as how do we power the thing with alternative power sources. It's going to be super cool, and I hate to use the word cool because it's an air conditioner.
No
but
pun intended.
Yeah, seriously. That said, let's take a look at what we have inside, and we're going to try to compress this down to maybe 10-15 minutes worth of what Brinkley does that's different.
Yep.
So we're standing on, which model are we on right now?
This is the Model Z 3400. So this is one of our newer floor plans. It's a back patio, you know, and we try to listen to customers as much as we can. Obviously, they're our true north. So, you know, we heard a lot about, yes, everyone loves the toy hauler, but doesn't really want to sacrifice the 11 to 16 foot, but still wants a back patio and an outdoor entertainment area. So we're staying on the patio right now. You got a big TV, a reefer back here, a sink, this cool Molly panel with some attachments. So, you know, it's not 45 foot long, but you still got an awesome patio that you can kind of, you know, come out and lounge around on.
So question for you. I don't see any cooking area. Was this kind of intended to have like a Weber style grill or something back here?
Yep, so we have an LP Quick Connect just around the corner. So if you do want to have a Blackstone or a Weber, you know, you got it right there. You can run your LP Quick Connect right up here and grill out up here. So
very cool. And I'm sure there's some steps that take you down from here.
Yep, it comes with steps that are stored in a cool little custom tray that we have up front just underneath the pass-through storage. So yeah, but just for the show, obviously we can't put them on here, but yeah, it'll come with steps.
Okay. Also, kind of take me through. Show me some unique things and why you've done those.
Yep. So I know you came and did a factory tour, and I think the largest majority of how these look obviously translates from what's coming out of the plant. So starting off, I mean, you'll never see it, but we use wire harnesses, which I think is one of the biggest deals. I was a motorcycle tech, before I got into the RV industry, and my entrance into the industry, seeing a basement, at a show somewhere, you're like, holy smokes, I wouldn't want to touch this with a 10-foot stick. So to open in one of our basements and see, just how clean it is, and the harnesses come in cut to length, labeled, loomed. So all the guys, in rough wire have to do is cut the zip ties off the harness and lay it in the chassis. So it eliminates a lot of the human error, and obviously it's humans that build these things. So if we can do something to eliminate that and make it a lot easier on the guys in the plants, we'll absolutely do so.
My question regarding wiring harnesses, that's always been a concern of RV owners. I don't think the manufacturing industry has ever taken it seriously, because for the most part, I think they believe as long as there's not something chafing against a wire, as long as the wire doesn't get cut, it's fine if it's just draped anywhere. But owners are the ones who say, I pulled a panel back and it was a rat's nest of wires everywhere. Why didn't they at least zip tie it? Why didn't they put loom on it? Why didn't they do something? Was the move that Brinkley took, moving to a harness, customer inspired, or was that just because you guys thought, hey, this is a great idea, period, let's do it?
I think it's probably a little bit of both. Obviously customers, that's something they want. They want the ease of serviceability. It's a home on wheels, everyone knows it. There's always a chance that something could happen. So, one, it eliminates a lot of the warranty issues that I think we'd run into in our past. But also for the end consumer, gosh, it makes life so much easier.
And perception. Just the perception of I don't have to worry about it, right? It's the fire extinguisher scenario. I never want to have to deal with it or use it, but I sure want to know it's there. And knowing that you have wiring harnesses that keep everything bundled up, everything's not just draped everywhere, it's ran appropriately, gives people peace of mind, and that's good.
100%.
But let's go over to your kitchen real quick, because you guys have always been known to innovate in that space a lot.
So don't mind the antifreeze, obviously.
No worries. You
still winter upstairs, up in northern Indiana. But yeah, here in the kitchen area, let me turn the lights on over here. Tons of countertop space. But yeah, look, I mean, the drawers are massive. You can see it. And then if you open one up,
they are.
They're all centered off. So I mean, obviously, this is such a cool area. You can kind of use it for a little bit of everything. And most of all these, like our spice rack and the 3100, 2900, they're removable. So if you don't want this,
that's what I was wondering.
I have to worry about it.
I filmed this unit and I was like, there has to be a reason. Maybe they want you to be able to swap this in other drawers, but that was really cool what I saw. I was like, that's removable with a purpose.
And then on the bottom one, check this out. I like this. It's a pegboard. So, if you got pots and pans or something, you don't want them flying around in a big drawer like that, you can peg them off and make sure they're not shifting around going down the road.
I didn't even see that when I filmed through. I didn't open that drawer because I just thought it would be a drawer. I missed so many nuggets in your units by not opening every single cabinet and drawer.
There's always a little hidden
and of course,
here and there.
You guys brought this whole thing to market.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny because everyone's copying you now.
You see it. I see it quite often.
It's everyone's. You guys.
Imitation is the best form of flattery.
Imitation's the best form. Yeah, and everyone has seen what you guys are doing, and they're copying you. But they're executing in some ways, but in other ways they're missing big because they're just copying the look, but not the quality.
So yeah, I mean that starts, I think, like we said earlier, at the plant. It's a different mindset for the guys. It takes longer. They kind of have to slow down. The attention to detail has to be at a different level, and blowing out the units in every plant. And how our group leaders are set up to where the stations they're over, their quality control and overseeing their guys and training the new ones. So it's done a lot for how the units look rolling out out the door.
Even like when you look at how things are trimmed off.
It's clean. You don't have the trim on the ceiling.
Exactly. You have things that are just, they butt up together tight. And it just gives it a different feel and a different perception of quality. And that's a huge deal to folks who are in RVs. I mean, it's one less thing to fail. You don't have to put crown up there to cover up a wall that might be jagged or may not have a perfect cut. And that crown isn't going to fail because it's not, you don't have it there.
Absolutely. So, and then obviously this is our new dinette. I personally love it. I think it makes all the sense in the world. You got an L shape because this whole thing extends out. It just pulls out. And then it'll slide all the way to the left. You can put it in the center, so you got a 4-person dinette. You got an L-shaped desk. You still got the ottoman everyone loves and the 2 dinette chairs. And
I saw that, so you can actually put this in the center, put a chair on the other side, and have like a 2-person workstation.
Absolutely. So Micah, obviously he's one of our owners and designs the Z-Line. This is something, he heard a lot with how many full-time timers we have. They needed kind of a dedicated workspace, and the freestanding dinette was great, but this works kind of for the best of both worlds. So
For
we've
sure,
been super happy with it. And you still got your little utensil drawer on the front that everyone loves.
I was waiting for that. I didn't even see that, man. Every single time there's something I'm missing out. And I love the fact that you've adopted these windows. What do you guys think of them so far?
We love them. Obviously, the exterior gives it a totally different look, kind of a European style square. But I think that the biggest deal is on the inside. You know, it's framed out just like a house would be. Then we're able to integrate the shades. Obviously, the blackouts from the top that have a reflective foil on the backside. And then your screens. And then this is something fairly new. We've been doing it for a while. But we have a stationary screen now on the outside. So obviously the pull-up ones, there's small holes. Obviously small bugs can't get in there. We listened. We got a lot of that from retail customers. So we added the stationary screen to eliminate those little holes.
Yep. Now, there's an area that we need to talk about because it's been a big controversy. We already kind of talked about it off camera. But let's go take a look at your, you have a Model G right out here real quick. Let's go look at it real quick. Okay, so this is a big deal for a lot of folks. I know that there's been a big controversy and the term frame flex has been super prominent everywhere. But what's funny is when you think of the word frame flex and then you think of the word Brinkley, they don't even go together at all. Everyone with Brinkleys are like, that's why I bought a Brinkley. That's why I got a Brinkley, because I didn't ever want to deal with that problem. So when we look at a Brinkley, first of all, I can tell you that I already know, I have some backside knowledge because I was at Lippert's facility and you guys do things different. You guys design your frames different and you engineer your frames different. That's one of the reasons why you fully support, use, and warranty the Gen Y Executive pin box replacement on your units. And you've done the testing. So when people say, well, if it works so well on their unit, should I put it on mine? We can't make that claim because if it's a different manufacturer, who knows? But for your units, you've done the testing to basically ensure and to warranty the fact that this is a compatible product with the frame that you build your RVs on. Yep,
absolutely. We've been super happy with it from day one. Model G has been offering the Gen Y. Obviously, the fifth wheel comes standard with an option for the gooseneck, which we're seeing a lot of people go that direction. You know, obviously for the ease of having the bed of your truck when you pull away, obviously there's no replacement for that. But yeah, it all comes down to the designing phase of things. You know, obviously with us having a blank slate, brand new company, we wanted to try and vet out as many of the problems as we possibly could, and then we did a Bosch test.
Okay, so before the music gets us a copyright strike, let's go inside of one of the RVs in a quieter environment. Okay, so we've moved from the outside to the inside because they decided to blare Ozzy Osbourne or Black Sabbath right when we were getting into the good part of this whole conversation. But go ahead and continue where you left off.
Yeah, I think what I was stating at that point was, you know, it all comes down to the designing phase. You know, from the very beginning, we had a blank slate as a brand new company, so we wanted to, you know, vet out as many problems as we could. So obviously our engineers designed the chassis, and we knew we'd be a little bit heavier. Obviously everything we build is quite heavy, so we knew we'd have to beef up some areas that would typically get overlooked. And then every brand we've built, and we'll continue to build, we'll do a Bosch test, which is basically a 100,000 mile simulation, where we'll load the unit to well over GVWR, and then it's a place out in New Carlisle, about an hour from us in Goshen, Indiana, and they'll basically beat the snot out of this thing for, you know, a month and a half or so, you know, to see if we'll have any issues. So we have accelerometers all over the coach, see where we're getting, you know, the most flex or the most vibration on the chassis. So we tested all sorts of different setups to see what worked the best, and you know, it's a good learner, you know, before we start building units to, you know, eliminate a lot of the issues that we may see 100,000 miles down the road. So
well, and you make a really good point, and that's the fact that you know your units are heavier. You don't shy away from it. It was kind of funny because we were talking about a coupler, the fact that you have a Demco coupler on your travel trailer. So we've talked about weight, and you know that your units are heavier, and you're not shying away from that. But that's a distinctive advantage that you have, is understanding that you might need a little bit bigger tow vehicle to tow a Brinkley. You need to understand what you're getting when you're getting a Brinkley. When you are shopping for other RVs, if you are specifically focused on weight, then you may have this massive, really beautiful looking RV that you think is beautiful, but they've skimped out on areas because they're trying to reduce the weight. But you guys don't make those same decisions. You basically say, we know our RV is going to be heavy. Because you know it's going to be heavy and you're planning for it to be heavy, you can add rigidity to it. You can add strength. You can add things that some manufacturers take away. And I think that's a big deal.
Absolutely.
Okay, so and a testament to that is when I was walking through one of the factories, I saw several Brinkley frames, and I actually commented, I'm like, who's using these frames? Because these are heavier duty frames. They actually told me at one point, yeah, this is our heaviest thickest, strongest I-beam that we produce. And it was a Brinkley frame.
Boom, baby.
So,
that's what we like to hear.
And it's awesome, man. It's just a testament to the fact that you guys have engineers, and your engineers are working with Lippert engineers to produce a product that is suited for the RV you're building.
Yeah.
Which is super cool. I love what you guys have done. It's really awesome to see, because it's so different and unique from what most of the manufacturers are doing.
Thank you.
And I have to say, big thumbs up. That's why you guys have tons of my best of show stickers on your RVs.
Right on, man. That's awesome. Right. We really appreciate it.
Of course,
absolutely.
brother. Anyways, Brendan, super good to see you again.
Likewise.
Yeah, this guy's absolutely awesome, and just a testament to the whole brand. He knows his stuff.
Thank you, guys.
Yep. Anyways, guys, if you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very soon.